Good morning. I feel like my voice is really sore today, not because I'm sick, but because I spent all weekend with friends. And just ask Grant, I'm a really loud talker. I think that's part of what makes me a good YouTuber, because I can really convey my message to the camera, but it also means that I'm yelling like all the time. And so my voice finally gave out yesterday, so bear with me through that. But I just wanted to say happy summer. I don't know, I feel like I've said that a lot maybe, but it's kind of a cloudy morning, but it's gonna be really warm today. No clue what we're going to be doing. Maybe hilling, maybe spraying, maybe starting pivots, something along those lines. I can see Dad watching me through the window film this. Even though it's cloudy today, cannot forget to put sunscreen on. It's actually the perfect morning for irrigating. There's a nice cloudy cover, and honestly, it's kind of sprinkling every once in a while, but I know it's not going to turn into a full-blown rain. But this is one of my fields, and before we come through and hill everything, which is what Grant has been doing in the past couple videos, the ground is pretty dry and the corn is starting to need some more water, and we haven't gotten a rain in several weeks now, and so time to start the pivot. So this pivot isn't quite to where I want it to be, so before I start running water, I'm actually just going to start it running in reverse here. So no water, put it in at 100%, and so it's just gonna run back a little bit farther while I check on the things that I need to. While I'm waiting for that to move, I'm just gonna come over to the well here and open this little cap up here. Aha! There's a little shiny oil, drip oil on the bottom, but other than that, it is empty. And I don't see any that's been left out here, so I'm gonna run back to the farm quick and grab some. I do feel the need to show, okay, sorry, end rows here, so they don't look great, but I'm not actually running over corn with either tire here, and this is the corn that I just drove over. So I'm really not hurting anything at all. Once it gets a little bit taller, we'll just have one dedicated road that we drive over, and that's the pivot road. Drip oil has been obtained. Time to go back out to the field. Now the tricky part is doing this without spilling. Okay, I only spilled a little bit. Here we go. Okay. Can't forget to put the lid back on this. Now, just gonna check the little dripper on the bottom and make sure it's actually dripping into the well. It's kind of ironic that I come out here to irrigate and it starts sprinkling. Oh no, my four-wheeler is getting wet. This is like the one day I don't bring a sweatshirt to work. It's supposed to be like 95 degrees today, and instead it's 70 and raining and cloudy. Nebraska weather, people, I tell you. There we go. Finally have the pivot all the way to that line, and I can start running water. You hear that water, you guys? Ready? There we go. It's gonna start building pressure and coming out of these nozzles. I have the pivot running on 20%, so it's putting on a 1/2 inch of water. Here we go. Right now this well is pumping a little over 600 gallons per minute. There you go, folks. We just started a pivot. I will say, this is definitely one of the easier pivots to start because it's electric, and so all I have to do is press a few buttons. And those are the ones that I'm starting this morning. Dad and I decided to divide and conquer. So he's starting the one that you actually have to start a motor to get running. I definitely got the easy job on this one. On to the next pivot. I forget there's mirrors and you guys can see me. This is what I look like filming all the time. Just like this. Hi, we made it out to the second pivot here. And let's get it started. You guys know the drill. I'm pretty convinced that some of you guys have watched enough of my videos that you guys could be farmers, honestly. Slowly but surely, water's starting to fill up the pipe. And we'll get some rain put on this field. This is one of my seed corn fields. One of the questions I get, well, besides what is seed corn, and I didn't know male and female seed corn existed. If you really have those questions, I have a video up. It's called What is Seed Corn? Anyways, but they ask, how in the world do you tell the difference between male and female? Just look down the row. Do you see the size difference? And there'll get to be a color difference here as we get later on in the season. We planted in a 4-1 pattern, and it's super obvious. The shorter ones are the males, and then 4 females, and then another row of males. I haven't cleaned the nozzles out on this pivot yet, so I'm hoping that it's not too bad. Might have to do that this afternoon. Got the pivot started just as the rain is kind of starting to pick up now. Nice. Let's check this out here. Right at a little over 600 gallons a minute, just like the other one. Made it out to the third and final pivot that we're starting. And check the drip oil, just as I expected, empty. Luckily, someone left a nice little jug out here for me, so I can fill it up. I better hurry because the rain's actually kind of picking up now. This never fails to happen. You don't irrigate, don't irrigate, don't irrigate, and then as soon as you start turning pivots on, rain. This is another pivot that I have to make sure things are switched off because we have a pipe that's underground and it goes all the way down to that side of the field, and we run, we would be running pipe, but we're actually running poly pipe this year. So it's just plastic pipe that you roll out, and I'll have some more videos on that later. But I have to make sure that that's off and that one's on. So we have water running up into and through the pivot. I really hope you guys can understand what I'm saying because I'm struggling. We're caught in a rainstorm, boys and girls. It's getting pretty wet out here. Also, four-wheeler is absolutely soaked, which I will also be in just a few minutes. Unfortunately, the strap of paper towels is also getting wet, so that's not going to be much help. It's kind of nice though, I guess. Okay, so I switched it on manual and pressed start. And the well started, and the water's gonna start coming out here any second. There we go. And there we have it. Let's check the flow on this one. Oh wow, we're pushing 850 gallons per minute. Very nice. I definitely need to clean out a few nozzles on this pivot, but we'll get to that later. For now, let's just talk about the fact that we got all 3 pivots going with no serious issues. Total win. We'll see you back here in approximately 4 40 hours. I just went home and made a lunch for Dad, and that means that you guys get a little bit of Baxter and Cooper content. Say hello, cute doggos. I love you. They're so cute. Little bit of lunch delivery to Dad out in the sprayer. Dad, today your lunch is a steak sandwich, Cheetos, grapes, and a brownie, and then some coconut cookies.
Just like if your mother was home.
It's almost like she came home as soon as I made it.
Thanks, Laura.
Yep.
Warning about starting lawn motors. They're really loud. This one's a John Deere 4-cylinder diesel. I started the pivot and now I've got to unplug all the nozzles, which I've done already, and I am soaked. So I don't quite look as cute as Laura does when she's all wet. But about 2 towers worth of nozzles. And thank you, Laura, for your kitchen stool. I'll have to wash it and return it to you. It worked very good. I'm at this motor now, and I think the distributor is bad, or I'm hoping just the coil, so I'm gonna change the cap, and then I have the rest of it if that doesn't work. I'm gonna start with that so we can get this 454 going. Got the new distributor put on. I put the whole thing in because there is titanic level of corrosion in the old one, so I'm pretty sure it's just this part's bad, but I don't know. That's pretty bad, so we'll see if this thing starts. Now I got the motor running, I'll put the drive shaft on. We take it off so we can run the alternator to move the pivot. But it is hot out today. This morning it was all, cloudy and drizzly. It was very nice, but now it is hot and the flies are biting. And it is not very pleasant to be out here. I'm gonna get this done as quick as possible. I got bad news. The motor, you saw it running, it quit running, and so I immediately went to the new distributor, and sure enough, I had power to it, and it just wasn't working. So I took it all back apart, and I'm going back to Napa to get another one. And for some reason, the AC quit working in my pickup truck for the hottest time of the year. So that's very nice. It's very hot out, 100 degrees at least.
We have arrived out to the pivot, a different pivot. Dad started this one this morning, and it's shut off for some reason. So it watered, you can see where the water is. Watered from right here to right there, so not far at all. Dad's guess was that maybe it overheated, so we're gonna try and start it again and see if it works. Dad started this morning. And this whole pivot looks fine, except for the first 3 towers. I don't see any water, so we're gonna go check it out. Yeah, I would definitely say there's a problem. This pivot is running, and yet nothing is coming out of any of these. Need to get that looked at. Also, you can definitely tell this corn needs to be watered because it's starting to look like we're growing pineapple out here, not corn. The leaves are starting to get kind of shriveled. So it's good that we're getting this on here. So it would appear that this pipe has a small hole in it. Yeah, that's pretty fresh. Feels good. So cold. Yeah, that didn't go as planned. So there's these little clip things that I have to take out to clean. The junk gets stuck right in here. And so I took it out, and one of these little clips is already broken off, so it's already not right. And the water pressure was so intense, I thought it was gonna knock me over. So I know that all of these are blocked. So instead of trying to do it while the pivot is running, I shut the pivot off, and we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this again. So just a little update. 1 second. Wait for it. I have the biggest brain freeze right now. Water's so cold. So even with the water off, the problem is that there's still like water in the pipe above the pivot, or like in the pivot. And these little clips are just so small. I'm having kind of a tough time, but we're getting it. Slowly but surely. All right, it took a little while, but I have found out as I have lived just a small chunk of life that all of my teachers, parents, coaches, really anybody that's taught me any life lesson at all, has been 100% right. The more you do something, the better you get at it. Practice makes perfect, however you want to say it. So after I did 4 or 5 towers of these, yeah, I definitely got a lot better. So I'm going to turn the pivot back on, and that's the moment of truth to see if I really got all the nozzles that were clogged. Hey, look at that. I see a whole bunch of sprinklers that are going. That's awesome. There we have it. I love jobs that are successful and finished. Our crops can get some water, and I have a feeling that they are going to shoot up in the next week. It's another 10-day forecast with everyday highs in the 90s. So just mark my words, guys, okay? It's the middle of June. Corn is almost knee-high. It's gonna be waist, shoulder, and then way above my head before you know it. Here's a different kind of John Deere than you normally see. John Deere maintainer for the road. Left the farm and dropped some papers off at the FSA office. Now I'm going to go visit the P.O. box, get some gas, and probably pick up something to drink, but I don't know what yet. A coffee, an energy drink, still deciding. right, so I went into Casey's and I got 3 drinks. I got myself a Mountain Dew Kickstart, then I got Grant Kickstart, and then I got Grant's dad a Coke. And I'm gonna go surprise them with some drinks. And don't tell Grant, but I also got myself a donut because it's chocolate with sprinkles, and I mean, like, who could pass that up? Good news, apparently my drink delivery came just in time. Grant's been working on the same motor all afternoon.
Don't
So
worry, they know.
oh, okay.
Well, maybe not quite all of it. Yeah, I've been here since 11 o'clock, and it's now what? Almost 5.
It's 5. So I'm just giving him a little break, sit in the nice AC, drink a Kickstart. You're doing good. Keep it up. Just helping Grant out. One pickup toolbox at a time. He clogs or unclogs nozzles a little bit differently. Their like little drops are on soft bendy hose, so he can just bend it up like that, which is pretty handy. Hey, watch it there. Now this is service right here. If you think about it, a pivot could almost be called like the world's largest automatic car wash. I've just added a little service member to do to do the work for me. Oh my goodness, stop! Grant, stop.
I think we're gonna call it a day. It's 6 o'clock now. We just picked up a vice grip off the road because I left it on top of Laura's car pickup, and yeah, we finally found it. So yeah, all the pivots are finally running. They were when I left them, so hopefully they're still running. And we'll go check in tomorrow. Hopefully they're still running then. Thanks for watching.
Went to town for a little Mexican food for supper. And we also got Grant's haircut. So I know everyone's loving his hair, but he's in a wedding on Saturday. And I told him he's got to look all cleaned up for it. So we're going to eat supper here and then do a little shopping. Overall, excellent work day. For a Monday, very impressed. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for watching. Grant and I are feeding squirrels in a park, and it is the best thing I might have ever done in my entire life. They're tiny. Look at how happy he looks eating his little chip. There's one right over there. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere and so cute. I love them. Yes. Oh, so cute.